Hello and welcome to another episode of Beartrapts Ranked Adventures. I know it has been a little while since we actually got into a game here, but this is a duo queue with Starwarsmike. Uh, this is the game that got us silver. Um, I'm jungling Rengar in this one. This one is slightly before one of his nerfs to the cooldown of his Q, so you're gonna see a little bit of a discrepancy from how the game is now on live to what it was then. Um, I wanted to go for an invade here because they have an Amumu jungle, and whenever a team has an Amumu jungle, you always really want to try and deprive Amumu of blue. So my team actually agreed with me, and we decided we would go in for the kill on Amumu here and try and steal his blue and put him behind. Um, of course, Star Wars Mike is playing Gangplank. He tends to play Shen, Blitz, and Gangplank, and a couple of the carries. Um, again, Fog of War is on, but it's not on specifically for my side. This is a game that happened some time ago. I know that we won. I just don't know exactly remember what happened in it. So a lot of the stuff is going to be new to me, and I'm going to be reacting how I would have reacted if I was just watching it for the first time. Um, this Zyra uh, is not necessarily in a bad spot, but I think she makes a pretty big mistake here. If I remember correctly, she does something really dumb. So we're sitting here waiting. It's like we're gonna go for the invade on blue, and their Garen is still at spawn. He DC'd, and Zyra just walks into the bush, face checks it, and gets crushed. Now I decide, okay, well that's all well and good. Let's see if we can't, still invade blue. Take a little bit of damage. They probably could have killed me if they went all in, but they probably would have died if they did as well. So we start working on their blue. We get CV'd, but they really there's nothing they can really do about it. I get out of there with just a little bit of health because I took a lot of damage. A good flash by Tarek. It's actually pretty wise for them to chase here, but again, there's four of us, and we're gonna retreat back into our jungle. Zyra's been set behind. Um, Veigar after the kill, he went back to his lane. So right now he's up a level, and she's down to death. So Veigar's just gonna be having a pretty good time here. Um, aside from that, in our bot lane we have Tarek Ezreal, which is always a good bot lane, versus Ash, which I don't know too much about Lux as a support. I've seen it work. Worlds happened a couple weeks ago, and it was pretty viable, but I don't know how viable it is in general. Here, there, Garen comes back. I'm going to start speeding the video up because it is a 55-minute game, and I don't want the video to last 55 minutes. So let's put it to double time. As you can see, Ezreal and Tarek are just pretty much farming. I went back to clearing my jungle because we're ahead and Moo was behind. Um, here, yeah, some pretty good pressure from Ezreal and a good arcane shift away from that binding. Um, I mean, Ezreal Tarek is a strong lane in general. And Lux just misses another binding there. Meanwhile, in top, we had Garen versus Gangplank. The Garen came back pretty well. He was just DC'd for pretty much that first section in the invade. He came back and started farming and doing what he needed to do. Um, again, in bot lane, there's a lot of pressure here. Some decent trades for our side. The home team is definitely blue this game since that's what we're playing. Ezreal using his arcane shift relatively frequently. Um, this Garen is giving Mike a good bit of trouble. I just try and scare him off here. Uh, I probably could have come from the river, but I think Mike had told me that it might be watered, so I didn't end up going that way. Um, here I catch a Moo in the jungle, and then there's Garen and Zyra, and I die here, trying to deal with a Moo stealing my blue. So he gets revenge for our invade on him, um, which is pretty bad. I mean, every time you catch someone in your jungle, you want to kill them, but there's a certain point I'm learning as a jungler where it's just better to let them go because chasing them further just is a bad idea because their team is gonna come help them protect that invade, that buff they just got. Uh, Here Ezreal backs and leaves Tarek by himself. Tarek is pretty tanky. Our Tarek is pretty tanky, so and he's doing a good job of not putting himself in too much unnecessary danger. And Ezreal comes back just in time for the wave to get pushed all the way up. This is another failed gank. I couldn't quite get the Garen. Um, and Mike just really needed to go back. He didn't want to get dove. So basically, I just came up there to try and stop a dive. Uh, Again, it's pretty passive right now. Outside of those first two kills, there's really nothing too big. Right now, you see, I really don't want to engage on Garen because he's level 6, and I just kind of want to try and last hit, see if he can commit some more, and then maybe I can do something. But I really can't fight him unless it's underneath the tower. Here, Tarek gets caught out and he gets taken down, but a very good Ezreal play, and then a very backed up by a very good Veigar play is able to turn that into a 2-for-1 for us. This Veigar, I'm gonna name this video Miracle Veigar because he is a fantastic player on this team. They do have 3 APs and Veigar is a mage killer, so it's to be expected. But yeah, he's really really good. I'm a little bit behind Amumu right now, about a level behind because I died. Uh, you know, Not much you could do about that. Veigar is roaming very effectively, and pretty much doing what he's supposed to be doing. Here, Mike walks into two of them, gets stunned, makes a good flash, and Veigar out of nowhere doesn't quite land the stun cage. Now it's a 3-on-2, but I'm here, and I can't quite make anything happen. I actually die there badly. Garen gets away, but we pick up a kill on bottom, uh, which is nice. I mean, I'm having a terrible game right now. I'm 0-2, but my team is up 4-3. We have a 200 gold lead, 100 gold lead, and we just pick up another kill on Ash down here. Our bot lane is really doing well. Veigar has good lane presence. Here, Mumu tries again to basically take my jungle. Veigar gets a good stun cage, and I'm able to stealth away. Um, really, nothing happens here. Nothing of any note. I mean, I get away from potential death with my ultimate, and then Lux stupidly stays there and gets killed. I mean, that's a great thing about Rengar is you can jump over some walls that would prevent people from getting to those kills, and I'm able to pick her off, which puts me back in the game really, because now I'm 1-2-1. Uh, Not the most effective jungle Rengar game I've ever had. Oh yeah, here Veigar just flexing his muscles and just blows up that Zyra. Um, I mean, I've played some mid Vladimir against Veigar. I eat an Ash Arrow to the face there. She tries to steal blue buff, and it really hurts. But I actually live, which is good because that really really hurt. It would have sucked if I had died and given her blue. Um, here we have Umumu going for his blue. Still level behind him, but the rest of my team is doing really well, and I've been able to clean up a little bit. Here, Ezreal gets caught out, and he gets shut down. It does take 3 of them to do it, though, and an Amumu ultimate, so, you know, it wasn't really much he could do there. He burned his Arcane Shift. I don't know if he had Flash. Did he have Flash? No, yeah, his Flash was down, so he wasn't going to be able to get away from that regardless. Um, Again in top lane, Crit Plank is doing pretty well. Here we catch him trying to do a blind dragon of all things, and we turn that back. Ezreal kills Amumu, and we turn around and we pick up Dragon. Uh, Mike gets away from death there. Uh, Here, Ash is just trying to poke us a little bit and kill Dragon, so that's some more global gold our way and swings the lead a little bit. Um, at this point, I'm still trailing the Mumu, but I'm doing pretty well as far as my KD. At least I feel so because I'm ahead of him in KD. Um, and our lanes are winning. That's the thing. Our lanes are winning. You could say arguably that top lane isn't winning as hard, but we're winning. And that's all that matters. And Veigar is getting huge right now. Ezreal is 4-1. Veigar is 2-0-2. So here comes a Garen gank to bot lane. It's pretty tanky, so he's not really taking all that much damage. Um, Here you know, this turns into a four-man gank in bottom, and there really, even if I was there, there really was nothing I could do there. I helped Veigar pick up a kill on Zyra, but then I died to her passive. Um, I think this is just aggression for aggression's sake on their part because they're losing this lane, so they use four people and they pressure down that lane really hard. But Mike pushes a lane into that, pushes a thing minions into that turret, and gets away from Garen. So not necessarily terrible, though that definitely was an exchange in their favor. But we're still ahead. Actually, no, we're behind. Actually, 100 gold now. But it's a very close it's a very close game so far. Here, because of the ward, I know Ashe is there, and I'm able to pick up a kill on her. It's one thing teleport into a ward. It's another thing teleport into a ward on top of another ward. Here, great stun cage by Veigar can't be really converted into anything. Mumu dives onto us underneath the turret. He's caught in a stun cage. We lose Veigar. Mike and I try and escape. They keep chasing us under turret, which isn't necessarily the best idea for Mumu. He gets killed. He does pick up Mike. Mike kills him and he picks up Mike in return. I do get the assist though, which makes it a positive exchange for us. Um, Still behind in gold, but we're winning in kills. They do have two towers, and we don't have any. So right now the game is kind of looking like it's turning more to their favor despite the score. But I asked Veigar if he needed blue, and he was just like, "Nope, go ahead." Um, he was really being kind of cooperative. Here in Ash Arrow turns that from a let's engage into a let's not engage. Veigar destroys Lux almost immediately. I use my empowered Q to heal, and then we'd say we can't really engage on them right here. Um, this is a really smart siege on their part, but a stun cage leads to one death, my death, and then Mike's death. We pick up a couple more, and then Veigar cleans up. Miracle Veigar. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Miracle Veigar. Um, all off the stun cage, really. And I mean, that's all it really was. If he didn't land a really good stun cage there, we'd probably lose that exchange. Um, all in all, it's a positive exchange for us. Right now, we're about 21 minutes into the game. Uh, and like laning phase is pretty much over. We lost laning phase. All of us except for Veigar lost laning phase because we lost two turrets. And even though Veigar lost his turret, he is pretty huge right now at 6-1. I'm 2-4. Mike is Mike is 3-2. Um, and Ezreal is 5-3-6 versus the Ashe who's 3-4-5. So it's good. He's also beating the Ashe in CS. Here we have another engage. I go down here, but another miracle. Veigar stun cage picks up one, picks up two. We get two kills off of it. Veigar and Ezreal get some love as far as kills go. Um, I mean, the exchanges right now, like there's neither side really felt like we needed to surrender because both sides were like we were trading in exchanges. There was nobody who was really winning a team fight yet. Um, Mike still trying to push down that turret, can't quite get it done. Uh, right now, it's basically a free for all. We need to really push some objectives, and that was what Mike was trying to voice to the team at this point. I will give it to Mike. He plays a lot of support. We get CV'd here, which is pretty bad, but the damage goes on to Taric, which is not good for them. Um, Here, they try and pick out Veigar, but he gets a kill. Ezreal gets a kill, and we're gonna pick up a dragon here. Basically, whenever you play a tanky jungler like uh, like Rengar, you really want to try and force the AD carry out or the squishy AD carry out. They didn't quite have Zyra there, which is pretty bad for them because that probably would have changed the direction of that fight at least a little bit. Um, and we start sieging, but we're not gonna get past a full mana Zyra, so we just leave that alone. I go do race or something. Um, Here Tarek does pretty well to get away from what could have been a death for him. You see me picking up wolves right there, leaving Tarek to get some farm because why not? Supports always love farm, right? If you look at items completed, the Garen is definitely going full tank. You've got a Warmogs and a Hex Drinker. Um, with some ability, which I really I don't know if that's good on Garen or not. Here, I try and force out Zyra. I do well enough to get her away, so can't really pick up Garen, and I just kind of back away from that because the time it would take me to kill Garen, Zyra would have killed me. So we get out of there. Pretty bad exchange for us. Here I'm getting chased, but I'm not caught. Um, Veigar's right here, so I don't mind if I can bait a little bit. But they don't want to deal with Veigar at all, which I don't really blame them. I ult here to get onto Garen, and we finally get a kill on him. He needed to die really bad. Even yeah, he's 3-3, but he needed to die again. Ezreal picks up red. Uh, right now, it's not so much that the team fights are going in our favor. It's more so the skirmishes are. And what Rengar is a very powerful skirmish champion in that he can force them and he can be a big part of them. Um, uh, Also, this Veigar is huge. We pick up a turret here, which is some nice global gold all around, which is something we really needed. Um, Ezreal does a really good job picking off the secondary objective. Uh, Here, I think we're getting set for another team fight. Everybody's sort of massing around that mid lane. They just CV'd a bush we weren't in, which is good. I ult here to force an engage. A lot of times when you play Rengar and you don't have like a solid engage, if you run into the enemy team, your team usually comes with your ult up. And if your team doesn't come, you just start running the other way when you realize they're not going to commit because you're still stealth, which is always good. Um, Here, another very nice Veigar stun cage. It leads to a double kill for Ezreal. Uh, Myself and Mike were trying to make something happen, but we really couldn't in that top lane. So we head down and we start clearing their jungle. Just and now we're actually here to try and make a play. I get CV'd there, so they know I'm coming. But right now, this is a positive siege for us because nobody can really come so far. Uh, we actually avoid a lot of ultimates there. Gangplank's ult puts up a little bit of a barrier. Um, there's a great stun cage, and we all go on Garen, which is probably not the best target, but he gets pretty low. And given he's supposed to be blocking for the squishies, it's always good when you drop somebody that low. Would have been nice if we had killed him, but beggars can't be choosers. As far as items go, uh, Ezreal is huge right now. Last Whisper, Bloodthirster, and a Triforce versus their Ashe, who has an Infinity Edge, a Zeal, Boots, doing pretty well herself. Lux for support seems to be building more with damage in mind, which is fine, I guess. She just picked up a DFG. Our Veigar has his boots, a DFG, and a Rabadon's already. Um, their mid, Zyra, does not have a Rabadon. She has a Rylai's and a Theme and Holy Grail. I finished my Triforce. Uh, get a bad engage here. We lose Ezreal. Veigar and I really can't fight this. But my appearance there is just basically to avoid them diving onto Veigar. Like I said, I didn't have the strongest presence this game, so I couldn't really do much to avoid that. Yeah, they're doing a pretty good job of taking out Baron, but we kind of just guessed that they were doing it, and we choose to fight them while they have Baron aggro. We pick up 2, we pick up 3, we pick up 4, and we get a couple kills there, and we stop the Baron, which is the most important thing, keeping them from having Baron. And on top of that, I figure we can push out some lanes. Veigar goes to mid. He takes a turret, nearly kills Lux. Basically, he's just running away with this game. I push top. Uh, Basically, I have a really good amount of pushing power, but I get greedy and I get killed. But that tower is almost dead, so the next time around I can probably grab that tower. Um, we're doing pretty well here. Uh, Now I would say the game is shifted into our favor because we have a 2K gold lead again and we have an 8 kill advantage. Uh, you know, I like to build Spirit's Visage on Rengar because of the heal and because we had a heavy AP against team, which is always good to have magic resist. Um, we're doing pretty well right now. As far as items are concerned, Mike's finished his Triforce. He's got an Avarice Blade. He's building toward an Infinity Edge. Um, Here, I kind of catch Zyra, but not well enough to warrant going full in. I use my empowered E to root the Garen, so he's not gonna run away. Get a nice stun cage, and we pick up three of them here. We avoid the Zyra passive as best we can, and that's three. Three is enough because it's just Ashe and Lux, so we can go in and try and get Baron here. Uh, I'm a bad jungler. I don't have oracles, so they know we're in the pit. Um, this could have ended really bad, but a good crit plank parlay gives us the Baron buff, and now we have a commanding lead. Now we're about 11 kills ahead, and we're ahead. We're even on turrets. So we have a good shot to just run away with this game. So we go back and we start getting more items. I'm the initiator right now. I'm the tank, Tarek and I. But Tarek isn't really, unless he's global taunt Tarek, gems are truly outrageous. He ain't gonna really get focused. So I'm gonna get focused because I deal damage and I'm gonna be tanky. So because of this, I pick up a Giant's Belt. I like to build the Warmogs on Rengar. I think it's a good build on him, especially if you have to be that front line. Um, Anything give you health also helps your 15% heal from your empowered W. Uh, keep saying I need to upgrade my Rengar guide, and I really haven't. Ezreal gets away from four people there, and Mike gets caught out, but it's also a narrow gateway, and we're able to pick up a few kills, narrowly escape certain death. Um, we're gonna lose this tower unless we can pull off something amazing. Uh, Basically, they just don't wanna. They don't wanna engage. I think they're that afraid of Veigar right now, and they should be because he just destroyed Zyra in 2 seconds. Even though Zyra gets the shutdown, we also get Lux. So we're looking pretty good right now, and we get that top turret that I was trying to get. No, we got a bottom turret, I think. Uh, and we're able to push out. All the lanes are pushing in our favor right now, which is good. Um, right now, Ezreal is 251 farm to their Ashe is 186. Amumu's at 151. I'm at 131, so he's beating me in farm, but I'm also beating him in kills, and I have one more. I'm beating him in deaths as well, so it's always good. Well, beating him is I have less, but both of us were kind of ineffective in the jungle. It was really a lane game this game to see whose lanes were gonna win, and it really turned out to be more of our lanes were winning, and by more of our lanes I really mean Veigar. And they push in here, and Veigar with another beautiful stun cage is able to stop them from pursuing us immediately and able to pick off Zyra. I mean, this Zyra had a terrible game against Veigar. Apparently, she didn't really know how Veigar worked. There, Mumu picks off one of us, and uh, Mike is dangerously low, but Ezreal is just so huge right now, and I'm there to scare him away. Ezreal is having a great game. Veigar's having a great game. I finished my Warmogs. My tooth is getting stacked. We're gonna push down this turret. Uh, we're trying not to be too greedy here. I remember Ezreal trying to be greedy because he's so fed he could handle whatever he needs to handle. Um, but we go in and we start clearing the jungle. Uh, Baron's fallen off. He should be up soon. I don't know if there was a second Baron fight. Last Baron fight didn't go too well for them. Ezreal gets his Infinity Edge. He's got a GA. I mean, this Ezreal is full build right now. Berserker Greaves, GA, Bloodthirster, Infinity Edge, and a Triforce. He's not gonna be having an issue. I pop my ult to scout because I don't want us to get ambushed. Kind of figure out where everybody is. I throw a rooting, a rooting E, but it doesn't really do much. We don't really have the we don't really have the DPS in position to capitalize on it. But we're so big right now that they don't really want to fight us either. So I mean we're ahead quite a bit now. We're at 70k gold and they're at 59, so we're about 10k gold lead. Uh, and we have 40 kills to their 24. Baron just came up, so again we're trying to force this Baron fight, and all the ults go off, and we're just too strong right now. We have enough of a lead where we can dive into them and still live. Like I pick up Zyra there easily at low health. Ezreal gets his GA popped, but we killed four of them and nearly killed Lux. Theoretically, we can go do Baron, and that's what we decided to do. Myself, Veigar, and Mike, Miracle Veigar. being at low health as Rengar, if you're fighting Baron, it's not necessarily a terrible thing. Uh, Ezreal doesn't even need to be with us because he can just sit there and distract Lux and siege a little bit more. Um, we go take we take their jungle again just to deprive them of buff, to starve them out, to push all the waves into them, and that's pretty much what we wanted to do at this point. You know, when you're winning a game like this one, you really just want to clear the jungle every time you get a big objective. Go back, buy, make sure you stay stronger than the other team. Um, it's pretty good right now. Our Tarek is building the right items. He's got a Randuin's, he's got a Frozen Hat. Uh, Mike's finished his Impaler and his Infinity Edge. Here we have another bit of a team fight. We lose Tarek. I'm pretty low. They chase us under the turret, which is dumb because they get stunned under the turret. And here Ezreal picks up one, two. We lose Mike. Pick up another one because of Veigar's stun cage. And this Ezreal is just so huge right now. And there we go. Ezreal, just legendary Ezreal, just really, really strong right now. By himself, can just handle most of the game. Him and Veigar carrying really hot. Um, right now, items are starting to get finished, but we have a lead. Not only do we have Baron, but we have more big items finished than they do. Um, pick up a Last Whisper there. I don't know why I picked up a Last Whisper. Well, they have a decent amount of ammo. Ezreal picks up another kill for an ace. Then he and Veigar are able to escape Garen, which is pretty cool. Yeah, clear their jungle some more. You know, keep the buffs off of them and on us. Ezreal just being a hero right now. Tarek and I decided we're gonna split push because we're at a point where we're strong enough to engage in small skirmishes, and if we can force less than 5 of them on several of us, we should be fine. Here, Veigar and Ezreal do some magic. Veigar, I couldn't believe he got out of this alive. And Ezreal is just so strong, he can basically 3v1 their team. A lot of help from Veigar, obviously, but we continue to siege the top. Well, we have a split push, 3 of us in the bottom. We didn't really run teleport on any of our guys like they did, so we can't really do much to teleport. I mean, their strat would have been better suited to what we're doing, which is splitting up the push. Of course, you know that being said, we're winning the game so hard right now that it doesn't really matter. We pick up the bot turret. They come in on us, get zeroed. Uh, you know, we're able to crush another inhibitor, and the game is pretty much over at this point because right now we can push so hard that we can just destroy their turrets. Garen gets me, but there goes Ashe pretty violently. Um, Here we get engaged on another turret, and Mike dies here. But again, our top is pushing. You know, our people have to get out of there, but we're pushing really hard right now. Um, I sell the Spirit's Visage at this point, and I pick up a BF sword. I think at this point, like the magic damage isn't really gonna like if I'm gonna get bursted down, I'm gonna get bursted down. But the damage is what I need. What I need. I definitely said for the greater good there, because my death was used as a catalyst to get that one turret. Um, Here we pick up another dragon. I mean, they picked up I think 2 dragons this game, and we picked up the rest of them. So you know our objective control was pretty good because we had a lot of lane presence. Um, the Garen is just getting tankier, but it doesn't matter. Here we just walk into Baron and take it. Mostly because Ezreal's right there. He destroys Zyra. There's 4 of them there. He very very beautifully escapes and sits there, and he's so big right now that he just took off the GA and then killed this guy. Here Veigar survives after taking off several tower hits and zeroing Ashe. I mean, and there's really nothing they can do to stop this from being over. And game's over here. I mean, nobody really had to say anything bad to anybody because it's just one of those games where that's just kind of how it happens. Um, Here, we'll say, hey, it doesn't matter. It's just a tower. Kill the tower. Then we kill the Nexus, and this game is over. Uh, It was a pretty good game. I really enjoyed it. It's good, fun to watch because I just watched it for the first time in a good while. I hope it's fun for you guys to watch. Um, and I hope to see you in the next episode. I plan on updating a little bit more frequently. Season 3 is coming out soon. My ranked team, Team Dire Wolves, will be doing threes on the new Twisted Tree line, which I'll do a preview and a tour of when it comes out. I hope everybody, if you're watching this, enjoys their Halloween and their harrowing in League. And buy up those ward skins, and I will catch you on the next Beartrapts ranked adventure.